Joyce Meyer, one of the wealthiest female pastors in America, is a global figure in Christian ministry, renowned for her no-nonsense sermons and down-to-earth biblical teachings. She has inspired millions through various platforms, including TV, radio, and best-selling books like Battlefield of the Mind and Living Beyond Your Feelings. Her influence spans from the United States to remote corners of Africa, where she has built an expansive Christian empire. However, recent events have raised questions about what's going on behind the scenes. With surgeries, canceled events, and even government investigations, many are asking, what's happening with Joyce Meyer? Let's dive in. Joyce Meyer Ministries was established by Joyce and her husband, Dave Meyer, after they left Life Christian Church in 1985. Their vision was to create a non-profit ministry called Life in the Word, using TV shows, radio broadcasts, and conferences to spread their message. Over the years, the ministry became a huge success. Joyce has always been transparent about her journey. Born again at the age of 9, Joyce experienced a powerful calling during a prayer while driving to work in 1976 when she heard God calling her name. This moment led her to realize that she was destined to become a pastor. Initially, Joyce was a member of Our Savior's Lutheran Church in St. Louis, where she led a Bible class in a local cafeteria. Later, she became actively involved in Life Christian Center in Fenton, where her teaching gained popularity. Joyce eventually became the associate pastor of the church, which helped her rise to prominence. Her radio broadcast began in St. Louis, reaching wider audiences through Chicago and Kansas City stations. In 1985, Joyce resigned from her role as associate pastor and launched Life in the Word, expanding her ministry even further. In 1993, Joyce and Dave launched a television program called Life in the Word, which became Enjoying Everyday Life, a show that continues to air today. By 2002, Joyce had reached new heights. She received over $10 million for the rights to her independently published books and was recognized by Time magazine as one of the 25 most influential evangelicals in America. Her annual women's conference in St. Louis attracted thousands and became an essential event for many. Beyond preaching, Joyce Meyer also founded Hand of Hope, her ministry's humanitarian branch, which provides medical care, food, and outreach programs across the globe. Through her work, Joyce Meyer became a household name, helping millions experience spiritual healing and transformation. However, more recently, signs of strain have appeared within Joyce Meyer Ministries. For years, Joyce's live conferences and speaking engagements were key to her ministry's success, attracting large crowds eager to hear her teachings. But recently, these live events have been reduced, with many replaced by pre-recorded sessions. This shift suggests the ministry may be conserving resources and grappling with logistical difficulties. Another troubling sign is that Joyce's ministry is no longer featured on television. Previously airing on KNLC, a St. Louis-based Christian station, her show was pulled after Reverend Larry Rice, the station's operator, accused Joyce of living an extravagant lifestyle. He claimed that her teachings often strayed beyond scripture, leading to the cancellation of the program. Additionally, Joyce's ministry has been affected by the grounding of her private jet and a downsizing of international operations. Joyce has long faced criticism for her use of a private jet, which many viewed as a symbol of her excessive lifestyle. Her ministry's global reach once relied on extensive international travel, but in recent years, many wonder if financial pressures are at play, as these efforts have scaled back. The ministry's growing focus on social media, where pre-recorded messages and inspirational quotes are now the norm, suggests an effort to maintain a digital presence while adjusting to new realities. Observers have also noticed changes in Joyce's personal energy and engagement. There seems to be a visible shift in her vigor during speaking engagements, with shorter recovery times between events. While some attribute this to the natural effects of aging or health concerns, others question whether the cumulative impact of decades of ministry is taking its toll. Joyce Meyer Ministries has long been a powerful force in global Christian outreach, but in recent years, the organization has faced increasing scrutiny, particularly around its finances. In 2007, the ministry was the subject of a Senate investigation led by Senator Chuck Grassley. The probe focused on potential misuse of donations and scrutinized extravagant expenditures, including a $43,000 dining table and a $10 million Gulfstream jet. These reports raise concerns, with critics accusing Joyce of living a lifestyle at odds with her ministry's mission to serve others. The ministry faced even more criticism in 2003 when a report revealed that Joyce had purchased a $2 million home, along with additional properties for her children. She also bought a $17,000 Mercedes for her husband. Meanwhile, the ministry's headquarters, valued at $2 million, included lavish furnishings and artwork worth millions. This prompted calls for an IRS investigation, especially from watchdog groups concerned about financial transparency. In response, Joyce Meyer Ministries made several adjustments to improve its financial practices. Joyce reduced her salary to $250,000 annually and restructured how she benefited from book sales. The ministry also defended its fiscal decisions, with Joyce asserting that there was no need to apologize for being blessed. Nevertheless, managing a global ministry with nearly 1,000 employees across 38 countries comes with its challenges. Operational costs have been substantial, with annual insurance premiums reaching $2 million, and global outreach efforts require significant resources, especially amid fluctuating donation levels. The grounding of Joyce's private jet is seen by some as a measure to curb costs and address the mounting public criticism. While Joyce continues to defend her ministry's financial practices, emphasizing prosperity and debt-free living, she has acknowledged that her early teachings on prosperity needed reevaluation. This admission shows a desire to align the ministry's financial practices with its spiritual goals, striving for greater accountability. Despite these financial and operational hurdles, Joyce Meyer Ministries remains a major player in global Christian outreach. Its ability to adapt to financial pressures while maintaining a global presence demonstrates resilience. The ministry's commitment to transparency, along with Joyce's own efforts to adjust her teachings, show a dedication to evolving in response to both internal and external challenges. But that's not all. In 2011, the ministry faced even more tragedy. Christopher Coleman, Joyce's ministry's chief of security, was arrested in connection with the murder of his wife and 2 sons. Their bodies were discovered in 2009, and Coleman was later convicted of the crimes. This case added to the ongoing challenges and scrutiny faced by the ministry, further complicating its public image. As Joyce Meyer continues to navigate the complexities of leadership, public perception, and operational challenges, her ministry's resilience remains a testament to her commitment to her mission, despite the ongoing hurdles she faces. By 2011, Joyce Meyer Ministries was thrust into a shocking scandal that rocked both the organization and its followers. After a lengthy trial, Christopher Coleman, the ministry's chief of security, was convicted of 3 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. According to prosecutors, Coleman's brutal murders of his wife, Sher, and their 2 sons were part of a calculated, premeditated plan to start a new life with another man he was having an affair with. He also feared that if his extramarital affair came to light, he would lose his job at Joyce Meyer Ministries. This horrific crime left a deep mark on Joyce Meyer Ministries, with serious repercussions that extended beyond the immediate shock. Sher Coleman's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the ministry, alleging that the deaths of Sher and her children were, in part, due to Joyce's negligence as a counselor. According to the suit, Coleman had been sending anonymous, threatening letters to his family members in an attempt to divert suspicion from himself, and it was claimed that Joyce Meyer should have recognized the danger and alerted Sher about the letters. However, this lawsuit was dismissed by Circuit Judge Richard Aguirre in 2013. The impact of the murders and the revelations about Coleman's secret life was far-reaching within the ministry. Employees were stunned, struggling to reconcile the actions of someone entrusted with a key leadership role in the organization. This breach of trust led to serious introspection and prompted Joyce Meyer Ministries to reevaluate its hiring and monitoring processes. In response to the tragedy, the ministry enacted more stringent employee screening protocols, including thorough background checks, psychological evaluations, and more rigorous character assessments to ensure that personal values aligned with the ministry's mission. This shift didn't stop at screening processes. The organization also placed a stronger emphasis on creating a transparent, accountable culture where employees felt safe to voice concerns or report issues without fear of retaliation. Better management training was implemented, and clearer communication channels were established to address sensitive matters. The tragedy highlighted the need for better boundaries between personal lives and professional responsibilities, with leadership stressing that protecting both the integrity of the ministry and the well-being of its staff was paramount. Joyce Meyer has also been open about her difficult past, particularly her history of abuse. After graduating from O'Fallon Technical High School, she married a part-time car salesman shortly after high school. This marriage, which lasted 5 years, was marked by her husband's infidelities and involvement in illegal activities, including persuading her to steal payroll checks from her employer. Despite these struggles, Joyce eventually divorced and went on to meet Dave Meyer, an engineering draftsman. They married on January 7, 1967, and together had 4 children: David Meyer, Daniel Meyer, Laura Marie, and Sandra Ellen. All 4 of her children have played significant roles in the ministry, a dynamic that has contributed both positively and negatively to the organization. For instance, Dave Meyer serves as the vice president of Joyce Meyer Ministries, having been with the organization for nearly 30 years. Meanwhile, Daniel Meyer, her youngest son, is the CEO of U.S. operations for the ministry, and David Meyer is the CEO of Hand of Hope, the ministry's mission branch. Though having family involved in leadership might seem like a strength, it has also created challenges. The decision to promote family members to high-ranking roles often led to accusations of nepotism. Critics argue that these positions were awarded based on family ties rather than merit, which sparked internal conflict and public opposition to the ministry's leadership structure. As Joyce transitioned away from her demanding schedule of public appearances, her son Daniel stepped into a more prominent role. This transition marked a significant turning point for the ministry, as it required adjustments in both leadership and the family dynamic. Daniel's increasing responsibilities also brought to the forefront the complexities of succession in a family-led organization. Balancing the need to preserve the ministry's legacy while embracing new ideas became a delicate task. This shift tested the family's ability to adapt while staying true to the ministry's mission and values. However, this blend of family and professional roles also led to a number of challenges. As decisions involving promotions, responsibilities, and strategic changes were often made by family members, it sometimes became difficult to separate personal relationships from professional duties. Critics have accused the ministry of prioritizing family interests over merit, which led to tensions both within the organization and among the broader community. Financial issues have also dogged Joyce Meyer Ministries. Reports of extravagant spending have sparked outrage, with critics questioning how funds intended for ministry work were being allocated. Among the most talked about expenses are a $10 million private jet, multi-million-dollar homes for Joyce and her children, and high-end furniture costing tens of thousands of dollars. Critics argue that these lavish expenditures go against the principles of stewardship and financial responsibility that many expect from religious organizations, casting a shadow over the ministry's credibility. On top of the financial concerns, Joyce's teachings have been controversial, particularly her promotion of the prosperity gospel. She once argued that financial and personal blessings were a direct result of having faith, teaching that those who suffered or were poor simply lacked enough belief. This led to widespread criticism, with many accusing her of victim blaming and perpetuating an oversimplified, materialistic view of the Christian faith. However, in a surprising public shift, Joyce later admitted that her teachings had gotten out of balance. In a video shared on Instagram, she openly acknowledged that her focus on prosperity had led her to wrongly believe that everyone's problems were a result of insufficient faith. She apologized for this misstep, citing that the Bible does not promise a trouble-free life. Instead, Joyce explained, "In the world, you will have tribulation. But cheer up, I have overcome the world," quoting from the teachings of Jesus. This admission was a significant moment, signaling a departure from her earlier teachings and a reevaluation of her approach to faith and prosperity. Joyce Meyer's transformation and the evolving nature of her ministry have been remarkable, but not without controversy. Despite the positive message she continues to share, especially about overcoming personal struggles, her financial practices and teachings have left many divided. Critics accuse her of living a life of excess, while supporters defend her, saying she's simply reaping the rewards of her faith. Recently, concerns about Joyce's health have also become a topic of discussion. The 85-year-old preacher has faced a series of health challenges, including a serious fall that left her in a wheelchair for several months. She shared with her followers that, after undergoing surgery and dealing with complications, she is now recovering and is on track to walk again soon. Though many were relieved to hear this news, the public's concern about her health remains strong, especially given her age and the demands of her ministry. Speculation about Joyce's health first surfaced in 2019 when viewers noticed a visible tremor during one of her public appearances. This sparked online discussions about whether she could continue to handle the physical toll of her worldwide ministry. Though Joyce has not addressed these speculations in detail, the concern about her well-being has persisted. As Joyce Meyer continues to navigate the complexities of her faith, health, and ministry, the debate over her teachings and lifestyle remains divisive. While many find inspiration in her message, others feel that her focus on material prosperity contradicts the true teachings of Christianity. The ongoing public scrutiny of her finances, her health, and the way she leads Joyce Meyer Ministries ensures that her legacy will be a topic of conversation for years to come. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.